Welcome back, my dear friends, and to another episode of Storytime. So it's time for all of you to sit back and relax, grab your favorite snack and drinks, and listen. I, my name is Thomas Wood. I live alone with my dog on a forest, a little forest away from the city or anyone. This started when, after I leave my hometown to get away from who exactly? From my wife. I couldn't take it anymore. She torments me every day, constantly yelling at me and throwing my things and throwing plates on my head. So I had enough. So I packed up my things and bought a small property on the west coast parts and live on a little forest away from it all until it happened. That night, when I was laying in bed with my dog on his bed, he perked up, his head stood up. And I was wondering, as I was looking at him, couldn't fall asleep because maybe I'm still, how you say, new to this place. It's my first night here. So, he jumped out of bed and looked out on the window. He was growling and summarily focused on the window. So I called on him. His name is Brown. I said, Brown, boy, come here. And he obeyed. And I stood up on my bed, and then tends to look at the window, what he's looking for or looking about. And my jaw dropped when I saw in the tree lines an outline of a silhouette of an 8 feet tall. It was an outline of a person, but its limbs, its hands are not human, and its eyes were staring down on my soul. Those yellow red eyes menacingly looking at the house. Presumably he could see me through the window because the blinds on my window aren't closed. So I hid beside the window, presumably thinking to myself, what am I gonna do? That shithead is big as hell. So I thought to myself, maybe I can put a shotgun bullet on his head. So I grabbed my double buckshot 12 gauge shotgun on my gun rack beside my drawer and put some ammo in it and put some on my pocket too. Probably a box of slugs. And Brown followed me outside, and I turned on my tactical flashlight on my shotgun. I mounted it, of course, and I was looking for it, but it was nowhere in sight. Well, my house is 2 stories up high. There was 3 bedrooms upstairs, one kitchen, one cellar, and one living room, and one bathroom downstairs. Upstairs were 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and presumably this is a nice house. It's all wood, by the way, so there's no protection. When I look at it, the the light of the moon was shining down on the forest, so I can see better. And surprising, there aren't no sign of that thing. So I just called Brownie. We went back in bed, jumped in. Then morning came. So jumped out of bed. Brownie follow suit. Slip on some, just shorts and head on down. Make some coffee, made some meal for Brownie, and I just toast some bread, some jelly, the typical life of the morning. So, you might be thinking, that thing that we saw last night, did it even go out of my head? No. Morning came and it's still in my head. I was still wondering, where did it go? It's so fast. I mean, I just grabbed a bullet and a gun. Well, to my surprise, if it's a wolf man, my shotgun won't do damage because, as we all know, wolves tend to be scared of silver bullets. Well, that's what everyone is saying. So I just shrugged it off and went downtown. Yes, I said downtown because this house I'm living in is a 30 minutes drive from downtown. There's a town. So I got in. Well, as a newcomer on the city or in the town, no one really knows me except for one person. James. James was my best friend. He lived here all his life. And his wife, Alexa, and their daughter, Mia. So, I got on. Well, James was a vet and kind of put took Brownie to him to get his daily shots. I mean monthly shots. So we got there and paid. I paid James and thanked him. And he said, Hey man, you alright on the new house? I said, yeah. But didn't mention to him what I saw last night. It was still odd for me. As you know, everything will come into place once everything got into fruition. So, got some groceries, some food for Brownie, and headed up back home. So I was thinking building a more like a barn. So I chopped some tree, some wood, and starting to create my little project. I was thinking of building a farm here. So, dawn has finally came, and it's time for me to head inside anyway. And the barn that I was building isn't quite done, because I only started with the roof and some foundations. So, I headed back inside. I made some decent meal for myself, some chicken, pasta, and a wine. And I made a meal for Brownie. I made a steak for him. So, the weirdest thing, well, we're both sitting down upstairs. I heard a loud thud, and I thought to myself, I kind of brushed it off at first. And then another came, another much more louder thud, so I came to check it out. Brownie was still busy eating, so I just left him there to eat. So I got up, checked opened each light upstairs, and I didn't see nothing except for one nerving and scary thing. There was a tree paw scratch on the wall of my room. Presumably, I put my hands on that scratch, and it's much more bigger than my finger. I got it sent chills down my spine. There, mind you, there's no attic or anything or anywhere, so I rushed to see in the other rooms if there's any intruders or anything that made this thing possible. So, you might think to yourself, why don't I just get out of there? Move on, sell the property. Well, I can't. You see, when I run from her, I kind of spend all the money that I had and was working a job on town. I was just a clerk on a store. And I presumably just went down again, finished my food, just watched some TV on the living room. And Brownie watched with me. And there was a window beside the TV. And make I couldn't help but notice there was an outline of a head on the window watching us. And there, as you know it, yes, I saw it. The yellow red eye silhouette from before. So I didn't move, presumably because he didn't see me, because it was dark in the room. Oh boy, I was wrong. That thing broke the glass pane and went inside. He towered over me 8 feet tall. I can see now, very clear as day, that it was indeed a wolf man, a big monster. I see its claws, the biggest claws that you can muster up, and its fangs were sharper than a knife. So I got scared. Chills went down my spine. Throat drying swallow. and I couldn't move, but Brown lunged at that werewolf and bit him on the leg, but it didn't even flinch. It was stronger than anything that you can possibly imagine. He shreds, and my dog wailed out a loud howl, and presumably I saw him in pieces, lying down on the floor, dead. His guts, his blood were scattered along in the living room. I stood up, ran upstairs, grabbed my gun, and shot 8 rounds of bullets on that wolf. And to my amusement, he didn't even flinch. It didn't do anything. I hurried up through the door to my truck and drove off. And that thing followed. It followed me through the town. Apparently, to my surprise, there was already sheriffs, policemen waiting. I said and hurried out, "Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it! Don't ask questions, just shoot it!" Well, that thing is very, very massive, and it tore off the bullets piece by piece like it was nothing. Bullets now have effect on that wolf. Everyone panicked in disbelief. Well, James, I saw him in the corner, peering out wide-eyed. I said, "Run! He'll kill us all!" So everyone scattered, and I couldn't get to my truck anymore because the beast was towering over, waiting for me. And one of the officers got to his car and tell me, "Get in if you want to live." And I just gunned it. And the officer gunned it out of the area, follow suit everyone. And that is where the town has been abandoned. So guys, I hope you like this short story of ours. The monster of the forest. So if you do like more of these kind of videos or stories, please leave a like, share, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see all of you on the next story time. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.